Folks, is this too loud?
They're fine.
I'm one of these poor guys. My hearing is absolutely terrible, but my eyesight's pretty good, so I always want to make sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
Folks, we're here to talk about the Republican Party. I realize not everybody in this room is a Republican, but that'll be the generic message. And what I want to do is have a conversation of sorts. Because the important thing of the Republican Party is this a quiet moment of desperation where we just roll over and play dead, or a defining moment of clarity where we start doing things the right way and start winning. Let me just get, how many people are Republicans in the room? Let me get a, okay, quite a few. Okay, good. The good news last year in 2010 was all over the country there was a resurgence of Republican voters, Republican office holders being successful. The bad news is it just didn't come to Delaware. Now, I'm not a big believer in reliving the past, going through old memories, most of them are very unpleasant, but we have to confront the truth. Because like I said, that moment of clarity, unless you take ownership of what your decisions are going to be, the decline gets worse. Now, I've been asked more than once, why do you even care? Well, I have this strange belief that the things I care about, fiscal stability, economic growth, safe streets, good schools, those sort of things, are going to be impossible with Democrats running the state. I just don't see where it's possible. I think it is possible with Republican office holders. But I also think it's almost literally impossible with the structure of the party we have and the current leadership. And what's that old financial statement? Past results don't always predict future performance. In this case, it does. So now's the time for a bold move. And I think it's possible to strengthen the structure of the party, but also open up the process. That's critical. There's a lot of talent in the Republican Party that hasn't borne fruit. And it's not because they don't want to, they really have not been allowed to. So what do? I've got a very large plan, in fact it's 17 pages, and I apologize for the long, pardon me. I had some dental work done today which has put me a little under the weather, but I'm going to hang in here. This 17-page plan addresses the structural problems we have with the party, but it opens up the process greatly. And pardon me for reading to you, but let me offer this to you. Some things. We need an office in Dover during legislative season. That's an absolute must, and the GOP chairman should be there as an active participant. I want to expand the executive committee, support committees, technology, minority outreach, women, you name it, everything, the things we don't have right now, which are a must. All the regions, pardon me folks, all the regions have to have the same structure as the state committee. That's absolutely critical. I want our voting to have serialized ballots. And I was talking to one member here in the break. I think it's terribly important if you're in any position within the Republican Party, within print, media, online, anything, if you talk badly about a Republican member, pardon me, if you talk bad about a Republican member of any stripe, in any race, any venue, the executive committee will meet within 1 week, and they'll make a decision if you can stay or not. Because you can't build a team if your friends are the ones shooting at you. I prefer to save our ammunition and our efforts for the Democrats, the independents, the progressives, whatever, and I do consider them the enemy. Because I think if you go back in history and look at the decline of the Republican Party, it's been very steady. So has all the things we value. We were talking about education before, roads, fiscal stability, economic growth. As the Republican Party had a slow decline, so has all those things we value. And that's unfortunate. Now, we can do a whole lot better. Now, I was told this a long time ago in the Marine Corps, that leadership would be a lot more fun if it didn't involve people. and I think that's true, only because, particularly in this arena, emotions override facts way too quickly. I know the other two gentlemen in this race are fine, distinguished guys who would do a good job also. We have different walks of life, different viewpoints. But I'm glad they're in the race because they do add a flavor, a different life experience than me possibly. So you should listen to what they have to say. Now within the political arena against the Democrats, hey, the fight's on. It's just that simple. But we have to build this party. Now, I'm in the Christiana Mill Creek region, which is just over the road here. I live right near Ashland Nature Center. Great place. My region doesn't have outreach for minorities, small business, women. None of the things a region chairman should point out, say, Rick, you're it, or whoever. It isn't there. The structure isn't there for the party to be successful. And that's really, really unfortunate. Because we have candidates who run hard and have lost because the structure wasn't there to support them. And this is about winning. Because what I want, how many here read the newspaper every day, read history, stay well informed? Yeah, everybody. My call to you is not necessarily be that person who reads history. I want to reach out to people who want to make history. Because folks, if we can rebuild this Republican Party by strengthening the structure and open up the process, the results could be unlimited. So I go back, Democrats have run the state, give or take, for about 20 years. And I'll buy anybody a dinner if they can tell me one thing that's improved the last 20 years while the Democrats ran this state. Now, I have a vested interest. In fact, I'll give you a little biography now. I realize some of you know me and some don't. Been married for almost 32 years. Grew up in Newcastle, Delaware. Went to William Penn High School, University of Delaware. And I did something that my parents advised me against doing, but I got married, graduated from college, went in the Marine Corps all in about 10 days in 1979. Yeah. Well, the Marine Corps lasted 10 years. The marriage did last for 32 years. We have 2 children. Youngest son's a scholarship student at Elizabethtown College. And my oldest son is a medical doctor up at Yale Medical. He's a surgery resident. And I want them not only to be successful in life, but I would like them to live in Delaware if that's possible. Now, my youngest son, quite honestly, his priorities are, well, having fun, going to school, that sort of thing. The oldest boy, who will be 31 next month, is married, and he's thinking now, where's my career going to take me? And right now, Delaware's not really high on his list for a lot of reasons. I'm being selfish to some degree for that. But this state can change. I grew up here, U.S. Senator, Congress, state legislature, some great Republicans. So I know it's possible. That's the first thing when I say that defining moment of clarity. What are we going to do? There's more than one person said, Mike, look, why bother? And I say, just like Ronald Reagan, you know, if not now, then when? And if not you, who's going to do it? Groups like this have prospered over the last year or two because of your leadership and your involvement, but mostly because the Republican Party has let you down. Where that energy and effort, and I'll tell you why I say that, I think Evan left. The first Tea Party we organized, April 15th, 2009, about a third of the room I recognized. 2/3 of the room I had no idea who they were. Now, some of the Republican officials there were kind of scared. They were, who are these people? And I'm thinking, Yahoo, I wish there were more of them. And afterwards, a couple that live off Kirkwood Highway, off Old Capitol Trail Road, said to me, said, Mike, I wish we could get the Republican Party this exciting. And I said, brother and sister, we're going to do just that. It's going to take a while. Now, unfortunately, we had to hit rock bottom. And that's unfortunate. But, just like every personal challenge most of you probably had in your life, and I've had, either dust yourself off and get going, or quite honestly, you just keep losing the rest of your life. I don't want to lose. The consequences are too high. If you look at what the Democrats are trying to push in the legislature, I'm not a fan of any of that stuff. The national level is worse. So for citizens to sit around and do nothing is unacceptable, but we have to give them a vehicle. And I happen to think the last great hope for the state of Delaware and for this country is the Republican Party. We are not perfect, but we're much better than what's in second place.